Caitlin Clark steps onto the European stage, and the arena erupts with fans chanting her name like she's a global pop icon. The energy in the air is electric, the kind of passion rarely seen in women's basketball. From billboards to roaring crowds, Europe seems enchanted by her arrival. It's the kind of excitement that makes you wonder, what's next for this rising superstar? But here's where things get intriguing. Clark, the same player who once brought life to the WNBA, is now dazzling crowds overseas. As fans in Europe cheer her every move, the WNBA finds itself in an uncomfortable position, struggling to fill seats and grappling with falling ratings. It's a bizarre twist, a tale of two basketball worlds pulling in opposite directions. The question on everyone's mind: how did it come to this? Clark's college career had been nothing short of spectacular, and many believe she was destined to reshape the WNBA. Yet here she is, thousands of miles away, thriving in a new league while her former team and the entire WNBA struggles to stay relevant. Now, imagine Clark's debut in a Barcelona arena. The crowd goes wild as soon as she steps on the court, louder than anything she experienced in her college days or brief WNBA stint. Her new team wasted no time plastering her face across every corner of social media, fueling the buzz. And the fans? They're eating it up? Clark's excitement about European basketball is unmistakable. The rules are different, the style is more aggressive, and the challenge is unlike anything she's faced before. For her, this is a thrilling new chapter, one she's ready to conquer with everything she's got. The WNBA's struggle without its star. While Caitlin Clark embraces the thrill of European basketball, the WNBA faces a stark reality: life without their brightest young star isn't going smoothly. The league, which was already battling for relevance, is now seeing a sharp decline in both attendance and television viewership. And the numbers are far from encouraging. Some arenas now resemble ghost towns, a stark contrast to the sold-out crowds Clark had drawn during her short stint in the league. It's not just about empty seats, it's about the soul of the WNBA. With fewer people tuning in, TV networks have taken notice. Ratings have plummeted, and executives are scrambling to stop the free fall. How does a league survive when its top talent slips through its fingers? The recent data is alarming. Since Clark's departure, attendance has dropped by nearly half, and TV ratings have followed the same downward trend. The WNBA's struggle isn't just about one missing player, it's a crisis that could shape the future of the sport. Clark's absence has exposed just how dependent the league was on her star power. When she was playing, casual viewers who might not have followed women's basketball otherwise flocked to the games. Now, those same fans have vanished, and the league is being forced to broadcast games on secondary channels like ESPN2 instead of prime networks. Without Clark, the buzz around the WNBA is fading fast. Meanwhile, Clark's European debut is creating waves across the basketball world. Fans in Barcelona have embraced her with open arms, and her influence is spreading like wildfire. It's not just the packed stadiums, it's the energy she brings, the excitement she sparks. For European fans, she represents more than just a talented athlete, she's a phenomenon. And for the WNBA, her absence is a painful reminder of what could have been. A tale of two worlds: Europe thrives, WNBA falters. While Clark is making waves overseas, the contrast with the WNBA is impossible to ignore. Picture this: her first game in Barcelona drew fans in droves, filling the arena to capacity. On the other hand, back in the US, WNBA games are struggling to fill even half the seats. It's a stark comparison, like night and day. The numbers don't lie. During Clark's college playoff games, viewership hit as high as 2.54 million. Yet without her, top WNBA teams can barely scrape together half that audience. The absence of Clark isn't just a minor hiccup, it's causing a seismic shift in the league. Games that once pulled in respectable ratings are now struggling. When Clark played for the Indiana Fever, even regular season games drew viewers by the millions. Now, some WNBA playoff matches barely cross 650,000 viewers, a 50% drop from when Clark was on the court. The difference is staggering, and executives are starting to panic. What's more, the WNBA's inability to retain its star players is raising serious questions about its future. Clark's success in Europe shines a harsh light on the league's failures. Fans are starting to wonder how many more stars will follow Clark's path overseas. And with lucrative contracts, sold-out stadiums, and packed arenas waiting for them in Europe, the temptation is hard to resist. The WNBA, on the other hand, seems stuck in a vicious cycle. As viewership drops, fewer sponsors are willing to invest. With less revenue, player salaries remain stagnant, making it even harder to retain top talent. Networks are less inclined to offer primetime slots to games that aren't generating buzz, further reducing the league's visibility. It's a downward spiral that the WNBA can't afford to ignore, and it's only getting worse. Europe's golden opportunity and the WNBA's brain drain. Clark's European adventure isn't just a one-off success, it's becoming a blueprint for what's possible. European teams are offering not only better salaries but also a more exciting atmosphere, packed arenas, and a refreshing level of respect for players. For many athletes, the allure of Europe is becoming hard to resist. If these private EuroLeague clubs keep pursuing WNBA stars with enticing contracts, we could witness a significant shift in the balance of women's basketball. Meanwhile, the WNBA is starting to feel the pinch. Without marquee players like Clark, networks are pushing games to less desirable slots, and the absence of star power is creating a vicious cycle. Players who feel underpaid and underappreciated are now looking at Europe as a serious option. And with each player departure, the league's competitive edge diminishes further, pushing more fans away. The question now is whether the WNBA can stop the bleeding. Recent reports suggest the league is in full-blown panic mode, scrambling to come up with solutions. Executives are discussing everything from raising salary caps to improving player benefits. But these changes need to happen fast, or the WNBA risks losing even more stars to Europe's expanding basketball scene. Clark's journey has also highlighted an unsettling reality: the WNBA's struggles go beyond attendance and viewership. Sponsorship deals, ticket prices, and media contracts are all being affected by her absence. Some of the most expensive tickets during Clark's college games were selling for over $4,000, an unheard-of figure in women's basketball. Compare that to WNBA games today, where seats are sometimes given away just to avoid empty arenas. It's a sobering contrast that underscores the gravity of the league's situation. Clark isn't just thriving on the court, her influence extends beyond basketball. The Clark effect is driving merchandise sales, TV deals, and even local economies around European arenas. With every game she plays, she's injecting new life into women's basketball overseas. For the WNBA, the challenge is clear: they must evolve quickly or risk falling further behind. The ripple effect: Clark's success reshapes the market. Clark's impact in Europe is sending shockwaves beyond just the basketball court. Local businesses surrounding arenas have seen a boom on game days. Restaurants, bars, and shops are bustling with fans eager to catch a glimpse of her games, generating an economic ripple effect in the city she plays in. It's not just a game, it's an event. And for many European fans, Clark has become the face of a new era of women's basketball. In contrast, the WNBA is left grappling with dwindling ticket sales and half-empty arenas. Before Clark's departure, her games were selling out, with tickets going for record high prices. Now, many of the same venues struggle to attract even a fraction of the audience. During Clark's highly anticipated matchup with Angel Reese, ticket prices skyrocketed, with some seats selling for over $4,000. Today, some WNBA teams are offering free tickets to fill seats, a stark reminder of the league's struggle to stay relevant without its biggest draw. What's worse, the WNBA's revenue model is under pressure. TV networks are hesitant to invest in primetime coverage, knowing the viewership numbers without Clark won't justify the cost. The league is losing out on lucrative sponsorship deals and premium ticket sales, forcing it to rethink its approach. Executives are in crisis mode, fully aware that the league's long-term viability hangs in the balance if this trend continues. The shift is already beginning. With Europe offering competitive salaries and more favorable playing conditions, other WNBA stars are now considering similar moves. Players are openly discussing the benefits of playing abroad, where they feel more valued and less burdened by internal league politics. The risk for the WNBA is clear: without addressing these issues, they could face a growing talent drain, with more athletes choosing to pursue opportunities overseas. Clark's move has sparked conversations about whether the WNBA truly values its players. Is the league doing enough to support and compensate its athletes? Are players being given the respect they deserve, both on and off the court? These questions are no longer theoretical, they are now central to the league's survival. And as Clark continues to shine in Europe, it's becoming harder for the WNBA to ignore these hard truths. The WNBA now stands at a pivotal moment. Caitlin Clark's move to Europe isn't just a career decision, it's a symbol of larger challenges within the league. If the WNBA fails to address issues like fair compensation, player treatment, and fan engagement, they risk not just losing more stars, but jeopardizing the future of the entire league. The ripple effects are already being felt, and Clark's success overseas is only adding pressure on the WNBA to act fast. But with every challenge comes opportunity. Clark's bold decision has forced the basketball world to reassess what women's sports can be. It's not just about the WNBA anymore, it's about a global movement. The European leagues are proving that women's basketball can thrive with the right support, and Clark's impact could be the spark that finally forces the WNBA to step up and evolve. The ball is now in the WNBA's court. Will they make the necessary changes to keep their top players and restore fan enthusiasm? Or will more stars follow Clark's path, lured by better opportunities abroad? One thing is clear: Clark has opened a door that won't easily be closed. Her decision is more than just a personal career move, it's a catalyst for change, one that could redefine the future of women's basketball. As the WNBA navigates this uncertain landscape, only time will tell if the league can adapt. But one thing is certain: whether in Europe or the US, Caitlin Clark's journey is just beginning. She's not just playing basketball, she's reshaping the game, inspiring a new generation, and proving that the future of women's basketball is brighter than ever. Now, all eyes are on the WNBA to see how they respond. Will they rise to the challenge, or will they fumble the gift that Clark has presented them? The next chapter is about to unfold, and it promises to be nothing short of revolutionary. Whether in Barcelona or back in the US, Caitlin Clark's story will be remembered as the moment that changed everything.